Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Sheer Strikes podcast. My name is Eric Sheer, and man, do the boys have it figured out right now? Everything's going right. They defeat the Florida Panthers, who are the top team in the Eastern Conference, and the NHL. They defeat them 8-4. Let's just talk about there is just one thing. Obviously, okay, so this is a big stat for us. One, first time in Lightning history that somebody has scored three or more points in four consecutive games. If you've been following the team, you'll know that is Steven Stamkos. And he is now very, very close to ellipsing 100 points this season, which would be absolutely incredible. I believe he had 4 points tonight. Well, let's see here. So let's go through it. Period one, we are not a good first period team at all. And let me tell you, this game was broadcasted on ESPN Plus and Hulu. The announcers were awful. If I heard one time that the Florida Panthers had the highest powered offense and scored the most goals in regular season with a salary cap, I heard it 9 times in the first period. I was ready to throw a glass through the television. It was horrible. But Nikita Kucherov opens the scoring at 2:37 of the first period for his 22nd of the year. Assists come from Arun and McDonough, right from his office, just the opposite of Steven Stamkos. And man, just a bomb. Blows right by Spencer Knight. But the announcers kept saying the Panthers lead the NHL for most comeback wins this season. Sam Reinhart scores his 30th of the year. Assists come from Lundell and Noel Acciari. Is what it is. I mean, is a great shot. Just after a goal had been called back, literally like a minute before that. So 1-1, but Stamkos was having absolutely none of that. About 2 minutes after that, he scores from his office on the power play. This come from Hedman and Kucherov. That is Stamkos' 36th goal of the season. And one of the most unlikely goal scores at 14:58 of the first period. Yeah, that's right. Cal Foote scores a goal, his second of the season. Assists come from Hagel and Stamkos. So, but Montour just buries a bullet walking in from the blue line. Really poor clear attempt by us, and he just rifles it past Vazzy. So it's 3-2 end of the first period. That's all right. But less than a minute into the second period, Mason Marchment scores his 18th of the year. Assists come from Giroux and Uyghur. It was a weird goal. Kind of was bouncing, and Marchment just kind of swatted at it, and Vazzy was going for a poke check, missed a poke check because it was bouncing, and Marchment made contact with it. So this is what it is, 3-3. And then this is what I really need to talk about. I have been saying for months, ever since we got Nick Paul, that he has been unbelievable for us. And he scored arguably one of the greatest goals of the season. I know that there are a lot of players who have scored the Michigan goal, like Zegras, for just one example. And McDavid scores highlight reel goals all the time. But Nick Paul, shorthanded, scores his 15th of the year. And it wasn't just that. It was the hard work and effort by Hagel to beat out Barkov for the on the forecheck to get the puck to begin with. And then Nick Paul in front of the net all alone goes backhand, forehand between the legs and gets it above Spencer Knight's glove. Whew, it just unbelievable. All right. So then we've got a 5-3 lead again because Nick Paul scores his 16th of the season. Fluky goal. Goes off the stick of Spencer Knight on a rinky-dink backhand from Paul. But when I say everything's going right for the Lightning, literally everything's going right for the Lightning. It's everything. Assist come from Killorn and Hedman, and that was it for Spencer Knight. They pulled him after the 5th goal, and they were having none of it. But that was all the scoring in the second period. Third period rolls around. Braden Point on the power play, 3:34 into the second period. Assists come from Kucherov and Hedman. It's nice to see Pointer score. All of our big boys have been scoring recently, and we've been getting some depth scoring now, and Point hadn't been one of those people that have been scoring, especially consistently, but now hopefully that breaks his slump. In his career, he's been unbelievable against Florida, so that definitely helps. Then Sam Reinhart gets a second of the game and 31st of the season on the power play. Mind you, we gave them 6 power plays, and they only scored on that one, and they have a phenomenal power play. So I was very pleased with that. And then Nikita Kucherov scores at 11:36 of the third period with his second of the game, 23rd of the season. Assists come from Stamkos and Hedman. And at 16:34, Stamkos gets another one of his own, so he has another goal. 37th of the season, assists come from Point and Kucherov. So it was just unbelievable. But I also want to talk about a good buddy of mine that hopefully, hint, might be on this podcast, hopefully. Mikhail Sergachev got in a fight with Sam Bennett and did not return. That was about 13:42 of the second period, and he did not come back. Sergey's a tough customer, and he just got, it was ugly. I mean, Bennett, I didn't know could fight like that, and he did. And I think he broke Sergey's nose. I'd be incredibly impressed if he didn't. But it is what it is. I mean, Sergey's a tough guy, hung in there, but he did not return to the game. And I also did not notice that Ruda was back in the game. I don't know when that happened or why, but we cannot afford injuries right now. I'm hoping that Ruda was just like a quick thing, or like just precautionary. Sergey needed repairs, and I think he broke his nose, like I said, so maybe he'll play again, maybe not. Cirelli did not play tonight. Not really sure why. In the past 3 games, we've rested Point rested, but they were injured. Point in the game against Toronto, Belmar against Nashville, and now Cirelli, obviously, against the Panthers. But that was big. What's not big is that the Washington Capitals were up on the Toronto Maple Leafs with a minute left to go. The Maple Leafs tie up the game and then win it in a shootout. And we could have been within 3 points of them had the Capitals been able to hold on to that lead. And instead, we are still 5 points behind them, meaning we can't catch them. So, unless they lose every game and we win every game from here on out, which I don't think happens. Crazier things have been done, but the Bruins also won tonight, so they are also still within 3 points of us. Also with 3 games to play. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. What happens for us. It's really looking like we're going to play Toronto in the first round, and it's even more so now looking like it will definitely be in Toronto for game 1 and game 2. And if there needs to be a game 7, probably there also. which is fine. But I'm not sure when this podcast is going to air or when it's going to be able to be viewed by everybody. So right now I'm recording this on Sunday, the 24th. Tomorrow, the 25th, the Lightning finally get to go to the White House and get their well-deserved recognition for the 2 Stanley Cups that they won. And they also, fun fact, this is the first time in franchise history that they've been able to go there, because in 2004, when they won the Stanley Cup the first time, it was the lockout, so nobody could go. So it'll be nice for those guys to finally get that experience and recognition that they so rightfully deserve and have earned. But they also do have quite an important game coming up. I'm very interested to see who we put in net. Tuesday, the 26th against Columbus at 7 p.m. I am very, very concerned. Columbus has nothing to lose, and we have injuries to worry about that cannot happen. And I'm very scared that they're going to. They're right now is the time in the year where we're in the playoffs. It's looking like our spot's pretty much locked up, especially if we win one more game. It's really looking like our spot at third in the Atlantic, will be pretty secure. And I do not want them to risk injuring themselves for what? Like for us to still have the third spot in the Atlantic, like that just would be stupid. But Vazzy's playing good. We have outscored our opponents in an absurd number of goals in the past 3 games. I mean, 8-1 against Toronto on the 21st, 6-1 against Nashville on the 23rd, and 8-4 tonight, obviously against the Panthers. Our offense is clicking and they are red hot. And the players that need to be hot are hot. And Vazzy let in 4 on 39 shots tonight. So obviously he's under a 900 save percentage, but literally just barely. He had an 897 tonight. Totally fine. Literally totally fine with that. Like I said, if the announcers said it once, they said it 8 times. The Panthers have the best offense, air quotes, in the entire NHL. And they do. They have a very good offense. They have a very good team. I hate saying that because obviously in-state rival of ours, but they're good. They're a good team. And I think though that the Lightning are now on that mentality of we're the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, and you guys they're sending just messages to the rest of the league, not just the teams that they're playing, but just to the league. Like the Stanley Cup is ours. Like you have to come and earn it. You're not going to just get based on how the last couple months have been going for the team. You're not just going to get a walk over us, which is good. They need that mentality. Vazzy looks more Vazzy, and the offense looks potent, and that is exactly what we need right now. And so hopefully things start to pan out in the right direction. But you know, it needs to also pan out. I would love it if you guys were to go on and try and get some Sheer Strikes merch. I know I've mentioned this in the past 2 episodes of this, but I want to enforce it again. I'm a college student trying to go into broadcasting of some sort. I'm not sure if I want to go into videos or on air broadcasting, but I do want to get my name out there in this field. That definitely is a big thing, big piece of everything. So if you guys could go and obviously share this podcast with your friends, family, any hockey fans or want them to get into hockey. I'd love to interact with you guys. I love talking hockey. That's pretty much all I do And if you guys could go get some merch, that'd mean a lot. So if you scan the top QR code, that is the merch. And if you scan the bottom QR code and show that to your friends and family, that is the link to the podcast on Anchor. But you can obviously click and go onto it and view it on Spotify as well. And obviously on the flyer, there's only four different items, I guess you could say. And on the site, there's more than that. I've got stickers, I've got magnets, mouse pads, more hats, you name it. I probably have it up there. So it'd mean a lot if you guys could go out and support that in some sort of way. If not, totally fine. Hopefully I'll be releasing some more soon, maybe with a couple different looks. But I want to thank my dad, Todd Shear, for doing the background, for doing my logo, for designing the flyers. He's definitely the number one MVP of the look of this podcast. So I really appreciate it. And if you could check him out also, his website is toddsheardesigns.com. That'd be great. And with that being said, I look forward to doing another one of these on Tuesday night after the Tampa Bay Lightning hopefully continue their momentum and defeat the Columbus Blue Jackets. So with that being said, everyone have a great night, great evening, great day, great morning, whatever you're listening to this. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and go Bolts.